when compared to the other, that is a geotechnical or any other environmental engineering. And this is a definition which will given by the Council of American Structural Engineers. So this is first of all we know about the deterioration before we enter into the investigation. That is deterioration nothing but that is some damages or any other changes occur in RCC structures in buildings. So these are the some of the deterioration: structural cracks, map cracking, and most of them we already know. But map cracking is some special deterioration because this is generally considered as a cancer in a concrete, because this is a reaction of some alkalis in aggregate is reactive with siliceous content in a cement, so which causes a cancer in a concrete. Then shrinkage, thermal expansion, settlement, and freezing thawing is another special cases. It is generally occurs in cold countries, but in India it's very rare. These are some other deterioration: surface, spalling, pop-up, blistering, corrosion, efflorescence, abrasion. These are the reason of the deterioration. That is due to human activities, chemical attacks, that is a toxic substance, environmental atmosphere, that is moisture, water leakages, or any other faulty, that is improper design, construction, and execution. Then poor quality of material usage. And then improper usage of building is nothing but initially we have designed in some other purposes. For example, we design a residential building, but after long period we can use that building for the industrial purposes. So we have to apply some huge load such as equipment or any other. So due to the application or increase in load level, which causes some other deterioration on the existing buildings, and lack of maintenance. So this is the most important. This is forensic investigation. We know the definition of the forensic investigation. Then we start the investigation. Investigate. Our site is Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Trichy. So these are the structural crack which occurs mostly in every structures and every buildings. So in beams, column, and roof beams, these are the crack is actually occurred due to some increase in a load level. Then changing of the dimension of the materials, and insufficient area of reinforcement provision, like that. So as due to some lack of shear reinforcement, and this crack in columns due to some axial load is increased than that of the design load maybe, and some water leakages also occurs, and it's some other crack in roof beams due to some disjoint of the materials, that. So in a roof slab, this is actually a connection between the new and existing buildings. So this cracks it's actually a difference in a floor. So due to this lack of proper connection new and existing building, the crack will be occurred. This is sunshade. This is due to distribution of reinforcement, lack of distribution of reinforcement. The roof slab, this crack in the top roof and beam which supported the roof. So these are the cracks. Further cracks will be explained by my team.
Hi, my name is Manoj Kumar. I want to add some more points on that pictures. Here it is. We can see that this is a newly constructed building, and this one is older. So because of this improper connection is there, that's why that crack is occur here. And here also that is a horizontal crack in column also. This is because here is a uniaxial bending. Horizontal cracks occurs because of horizontal bending of column because of this. And This one is the same. That is a newly constructed building, and this one is older. Because of this, here improper connection between the newly and older building. That there is no proper binding. That in the whole we can see that there is also not proper binding. Here is that sunset is we after build a structure, sunset had been drilled with a and improved column is inserted inside this. Because of this, that crack is occurs here.
So these are some crack walls such as these are the horizontal cracks in a walls. Is due to some improper binding, that is a poor quality of mortar usage underneath. Generally the beam supported the load through the columns, but in case the beams get deflect, this will occurs that deflection of beam can cause the under walls, that is supporting wall, this is the reason for that issue. This crack is also the same cause. So the vertical cracks at walls. This may be caused due to the instability of walls. For example, the and the height of the wall portion will be increased than that of the third dimension. That is a thickness. That is having some instability. That is that wall can deflect in lateral portion. So this crack may be occurs due to this cause. Then okay. These are the diagonal cracks. Is considered as a shear cracks on that walls. So it may be occurs in a 45 degree. We can see that cracks on the 45 degree portion. This may be occurs due to a settlement like that. These are the cracks. These are the cracks which will be occur below the window portion. This may be occurs due to we see some of the moisture current occurs on it. So this may be occurs due to some moisture or water leakages or faulty plumbing like that. But in this case, it may be caused due to some structural cracks, because the window that is the provision of window loading which may be higher than that of the design load of that particular brick masonry. So this may be the cause for that issue, cause for that crack. These are the settlement. These are the settlement which occurs on the floor. Which maybe we already know the settlement is caused due to some the poor that is improper soil deposition below the floor. So in case that crack will be occurs. See that these are the cracks due to the settlement, flooring crack. And this is similar to that, but it occurs on a wall. That is a differential settlement. We can see this wall portion will be separated from that. So it may be caused due to the differential settlement. So these are the cause for this issue.
These are the expansion joints here. We can see that this is because of here and it in a very hot climate. So we are provided that every 100 feet there must be a expansion joint because of shrinkage and expanding of the concrete. These are the that here is wall and there is a structural element which is that is wall is not connected properly because this is newly this wall is constructed after this. That's why these are this due to corrosion. Here is spalling occurs because of corrosion. We can say that here. And here we can see that because of corrosion that concrete comes out.
On the previous slide, this corrosion may occur due to that is a spalling of a concrete. So in this case, the and that is a ferrous is reactive with ferrous ion is reactive with oxygen in the atmosphere, so it can corrode. So these are the some major and serious cracks. So this is caused due to some of the moisture content, so corrosion will be occurred. And these are the some environmental deterioration due to a moisture atmosphere, and that is we can see this whole wall is affected by a moisture, and this portion that algal formation is to be caused due to the moisture atmosphere completely. And these are the efflorescence. Efflorescence is nothing but that is due to moisture content after long period. The whitish powder deposit on the surfaces. Now we can see that the white deposit. So this is considered as efflorescence. These are growth due to some seed occurred on that. These are the surface to the improper coating. That is a poor quality of coating usage on that surfaces. So these are the surface peeling. Next one is a surface spalling. This is due to the improper mortars and the improper bindings between the brick during the construction of the brick masonry, and it may also cause due to the settlement and some moisture content. So these are the spalling of the mortar. These are the cracks or damages due to some vandalism. Vandalism is nothing but someone who damages or defect the structures or any other object for their requirements. So we can see sunlight gets damaged due to the opening of that the entrance, the provision, and these are also caused due to the vandalism. So these are the conclusion. We can identify some of the problems, but it caused due to the majorly the following reasons, such as settlement cracks, thermal expansion cracks, water leakage, and a faulty MEP system, mechanical electrical plumbing system, due to corrosion and improper connection and bonding between new and old buildings. So we will suggest some of the following points to be recovered or overcome such failures, such as the structural cracks should be rectified and repaired properly, and provide a proper drainage systems in some waterlogged areas, and some water leakages should be prevent, and do the periodic inspection and maintenance. So these are the reference we get information about that particular reference books. So
I have first comment. Some of the pictures you see the damage. If we have not seen the picture of the building, it will be very difficult for us to imagine. Some of the picture I look at it. Even though I have been to the, building, I cannot tell whether it's the first story. I mean the ground story or the first story. So you should give us at least a reference. What the building looks like. And where the problems are.
Location of that particular.
Yes. Okay, so that's my first comment. And second comment. So you mentioned a lot of those damages are due to poor connection between old construction and new. Do you know how it was built? How the new construction was connected? Did you ask anyone?
Yes, sir. I asked this question.
Okay, so he's your local expert, right? Okay. So you have to. So how was it connected?
How was it connected? maybe connected through some reinforcement on that we explain.
Are you sure there is reinforcement?
So, but I don't know the exact, but he said that is a connection between the new and old buildings. That
Theoretically, it should. Yeah. Okay. Can you go back to some of those in the beginning? Yeah.
check connection. Maybe due to some thermal expansion, the joints. Ayyo, mana focus on.
And this the rightmost picture, because it's really disturbing to see the lantern is
Sunset.
not shifting. Is it me or you? Is it you or me? I think it was him. Maybe your glasses or something.
Check.
I think this is good for you can
Yeah, can you give an explanation why there is vertical separation?
Maybe due to thermal expansion, because due to temperature variation, the structure will be contract and expand at a particular period. So it can be, so we should provide a thermal expansion joints at every 100 feet. Maybe a lack of thermal joints, it may be occurred.
And also the foundation.
Yeah.
We are not sure about
Right.
the foundation of the old building,
Yeah.
whether it is in the same line. If they would have gone for 1.5 or 2 meter deep,
Yeah.
and if this was 1.75, some sort of, because I can see there is no other cracks other than that joints.
Yeah.
Only between the old building and
And
new
the new
building, the
building,
connection
yeah.
issue. So this comes the tricky part. Should be interacted with the help of the foundation come the
Right.
temperature effect.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
would
I agree. There should be a coupling of foundation failure, you know, and then maybe some thermal effect. But then you should check below. You should show pictures below.
you should have
You
taken
see
Okay.
if there's any kind of differential settlement between the two sides.
like how you have shown for the previous
Right.
the entrance one.
Yeah.
So
Settlement.
that sort of settlement can be because of filling also.
Yeah.
Because it is of long time. There will be a heavy downpour. If the soil is loose, because whatever in our civil engineering department, besides the entrance, all the soil is completely made up soil. The made up soil is about 1 meter, 1 to 1.5 meter per cent. Everything is made up soil.
Yeah.
So it is very risky during the rainy seasons to park our heavy vehicles on that way, where you can see the two parking shed, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm telling, that soil is fully made up soil. So maybe because they would have laid that
Maybe due to
platform,
difference settlement.
by made up soil, and they would have concreted, or they might have put some flooring system. So that's my thing. So, but I have to really appreciate this batch, Professor.
Uh-huh.
They have, in a very short span,
They
their
went in.
investigation,
Yeah.
their focus towards the cracking and other things, it's quite appreciable.
Yeah.
Their interest towards the subject,
Mhm.
and whether the root cause you are biased or not, that is secondary.
Yeah.
But the way you have come in, you have put forth, definitely this is the first footstep for you. You can improvise. These are the things which you can learn. Now one good loophole you got is whenever you take the photographs, you should show the locations. So
Okay.
that now you will not make that mistakes when you go for the next structure.
Okay,
You
sir.
will be immediately, it will be flashing your mind, oh, that day Professor Shen has told me this.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is the thing. So these are the things. The failures it's a learning process. From failures only we can learn many things. In fact.
So, but remember the problem statement
Yes.
in the project problem statement. We asked you to rate the building safe,
Unsafe.
unsafe,
Oh.
or
Report.
limited use.
Yeah.
So, what's your conclusion on that?
Sorry, it's,
No, with
And
this
this-
sort of
Yeah, the whole
Oh.
building.
deterioration,
Yeah.
now this building is safe to use,
Yes.
or is it unsafe to use?
so it's
What is
depend
your
on
views?
the it varies depend on the particular cracks
We
for
are
a
asking about the present condition.
Yeah.
We are not bothered about the future or the past. Now,
safe. Safe.
You think it's safe?
Yes.
Go to the next few slides. Okay, next. Yeah, so with this kind of cracks, okay, it's kind of scary, because those are structural
Cracks.
Do you still think the building is safe?
Yes.
Why do you think it's safe?
But still there are some use this use this building, sir. So I say this is safe.
again, you should have shown the location. Where it is. You should have shown in the other view
Corridor.
part where this is coming, whether the people are using this area, what is lying besides this wall.
So this is a
Corridor.
transportation hub.
That's what.
Transportation.
That is lacking here. If you have that, you can easily answer process question. The answer will be ready-made with you.
So it's not part of the main building.
I think it's an ancillary.
Outside wall of
Yeah,
the transportation.
They went on
Passage.
the roof and they
Ah.
have taken.
So it's a
they taken,
passage.
I think.
Yeah, so
It's
no
the pathway,
no
no
people use
access.
that area.
No.
No access. Right?
So it's a
Is it accessible, that place?
This one is accessible, sir. Second one.
The first one. We are
First one
asking
is
the
outside.
outside wall of the
Outside
transportation hub, sir.
outside
First one.
wall of the
Transportation hub.
So you should
Did
know
you go
what is-
inside and see what's in the other side?
Whether
Other
the
side is
crack
no
was
crack.
similar.
There is no crack.
There was
There's
no
no
crack.
crack.
Only outside.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's not a structural.
It's not a structure.
Right. But the other one, this one, it cracks through the, I don't know what.
Actually, what location is this?
Sir,
The second one.
passage.
Sir, it's a ground floor passage.
Seminar hall. Okay, but what is that square portion?
Yeah, what is that rectangular?
What is that square
Sir.
portion? We are unable to visualize. Where is this?
Sir, this is a
Is that square portion is accessible?
Mhm.
Are we moving? Is there any movement?
yes, sir. There is no
Okay.
accessible.
So you need to go on this way and you have to take right, or I mean that square portion.
Sir, this is a ground floor passageway from that right side
Yeah,
of the.
I understand that. What is this? And what
Yeah,
is
what
this?
is that?
I think earlier there should be some window.
Oh,
The provision that should be a window opening. It seems like a window opening to me.
okay.
Maybe that window would have dismantled and they should have closed this. I don't know which location is this. This is the dead end.
No, sir.
Is this the dead end, or
This
you
is-
can walk through?
So
I think this portion is dead end.
this portion is dead end.
Okay. So when you go towards left,
Hmm.
you go to the transportation lab.
So that cabin office, ground floor cabin office, access place is there.
Annexure building.
Hmm.
You are going to the
Con-
new building.
Yes, sir. Connection building. Is
So I think here this should be some windows should be there, and later on they should have closed this.
okay.
So that time. Seminar hall in the back, but what is that square?
Yeah.
Window open. It's a window opening. So that would not have jointed properly, or they didn't give the provision properly because of the stress concentration. It would have cracked. Have you seen in the other side, the
No,
rear
sir.
side of this place? Same.
No, sir.
So if you have got a similar crack, then it is a structural crack. That has to be done. This will widen
Yeah.
as the years progress.
Yeah.
Due to the stress concentration, it will widen. It's the construction fault.
Yeah, so those are very, very critical questions. Okay, because if you were to thorough, you will go to the other side and see. If you have the same crack on both sides, then you really have to worry about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, go to the next one. Yeah, so that crack around the window frame is pretty big, in my opinion. How wide is it?
Sir, maybe
In this portion, what you should have done, you should have gone down and you should have focused. You should have, at least you could have taken
Flooring
the microscope and you could have measured
Measured.
how big is that crack width
Yeah.
using that portable microscope. And you could have written
Even use a ruler, straight
Ruler.
edge, you should
Yes,
be able
the
to measure.
strip.
Yeah.
the width
if
of the
the
crack.
strip was not available, you could have used my microscope.
Yeah.
In that you could have
Measure the
measured
width.
and you could have given the width, approximate width of that crack. The
Yeah.
first one. We talk about the wash basin near that. The horizontal. You can see a horizontal, that one, yes.
Yeah, so it seems to me that window frame is called, the crack has to do with the opening for the window. That
So-
horizontal crack below the
Sir, but
window.
it may be caused due to some water leakages because that is a faulty plumbing system.
Outside side.
So that side you have a curing tank. You have a curing tank. Leak out. It's leaking.
Plastering crack, right? Maybe because the bottom that we will have in window itself, bottom will have frames.
Sir, due to lack of sill portion, window, this may be a
They
case.
didn't pack the sill level properly.
Ah,
The bonding between the window frame and the sill level is insufficient.
Separation.
separation.
Those portions you should have focused it properly
Yeah.
so that you could have arrived at some solution.
Yeah.
Here, most of the thing, 90% we should not maybe. We should come because this is an evidence.
Ah.
We should speak with some evidence.
Mhm.
So if we say maybe, then we ourselves doubting. We should not use that unless otherwise. Maybe for one or two complicated case you can give it. Maybe, but most of the things.
What is the thing next to it? Is that a heavy machinery?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, sir. It's,
Dynamics lab.
Dynamics.
Dynamics lab.
Do you think that vibration of that can cause the damage, the crack?
Dynamics lab. Transportation.
Hmm?
We used it.
You use the vibration.
Yes,
Do you think it will cause that crack?
Maybe.
don't tell maybe.
Oh, how was that that dynamic setup supported?
You mean
Yeah, right. Where he was pointing at.
Yes.
What is that thing?
the motor?
Yeah.
Sir, some equipment, sir. Lab equipment.
It's a motor.
It's a motor, right?
Motor.
Yeah, but when it operates, does it cause vibration?
Yes, sir.
It does?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And then do you think that cracked the wall? it caused the crack on the wall?
Did you felt the vibration ever when you stood over that
Is it the
place,
vibration
besides that motor?
significant enough that it will cause the wall to crack?
Foundation is.
Well, people can tell.
You never felt.
People can claim, oh, that machine foundation was not good, and the vibration caused the wall to crack. Do you think that's what happened here?
Sir, but the flooring are good when compared to that wall crack, sir. So, how the vibration will cause will
Vibration
reason
can
for
be in many ways. You don't know how vibration will travel. But the important thing is, if today we are arguing about the one who built the wall, okay, and now you're saying that the window was not laid properly, right? That's why there's a crack, and he can come back and say, no, you have a heavy machine vibration, foundation vibration, and that's why you cracked my wall. My wall is okay. That's two different blames, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you prove? How do you support your?
So, cause due to lack of sill portion, that is some element under the below the window sill portion, lack of sill portion.
First of all, I just proposed to you two different causes to one problem. Okay, so when you answer, you should address both of them.
So,
Okay, so you could start by saying, well, out of the two causes, I think this is most probable, and then why? Okay.
so moisture content is the first moisture content.
Did you? Yeah, moisture content. How do you prove that it was cracking is due to moisture?
So because some water sink is near to that window, that
Okay.
is, then so outside the wall there is some water tank are there, sir. So
But do you think moisture would cause that kind of cracking?
so because some surface, the paint will be paint gets peeled, so
Yeah. But we're looking at the crack.
Have you ever asked the people who are in that room when the downpour? Sometimes the downpour always it will not be straight. Sometimes it will be inclined. So there might be a chance of rainwater if they don't close that window. Definitely the showers will be coming inside, and some water will be stagnant. And nobody maintains here. No sweeper or something. They come and wash or clean it with some mop or something. It will be just like that because of sun and alternate drying and wetting. There is a possibility. It will lose its property slowly. So these
Binding
all,
property.
It didn't happen in one single fortnight. It took few days, few months,
Maybe a few years.
maybe few years. So these are the questions. When you are studying with one parameter, you should be thorough. Why this happened?
okay, sir.
Always have to be logical, and especially when people ask you questions, you have to defend your reasoning. Okay.
More photographs.
Yeah,
with
more
different
photographs.
locations. That
For
speaks.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sir.
Next picture.
Yeah, this is what I told.
Yeah.
Might be this is that was a temporary flooring. Might be they would have dumped some sand, soil, some
Yeah.
sand, and they would have used some cement concrete floors. Whatever, some base cement will be there. So what happens when the downpour comes? That area will be water stagnant. So there is no provision to drain out. That time when it is locked, it would have pushed out.
So
When, suppose when that made up soil, if it loses its property, normally when the water is blocked, it might settle down.
Subsidence.
So because of that,
Yeah.
the
So
possibility.
in those cases, you can do an NDT to to see if there's any hole underneath the slab. Okay, so there is ways that you can validate. Okay.
Already some portion is chipped up.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
already.
a flooring, it's a
Mhm.
small floor.
Right.
They just top the cement.
Next. Next. Okay, this one is easy. Had nothing to do with structure. But because of this, do you think there is a problem with the drainage? This is supposed to be drainage, right?
So, on drainage, but it's a differential settlement, sir. That
yeah,
is,
but
yes.
the system is designed to do what? Is it for draining?
If it is drainage pathway, these channels you have.
Yeah,
Is that
this
the
looks
drainage?
like channels, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it for draining?
Oh, okay, sir.
Is it or not?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think
don't
it
know.
is besides the environmental lab.
Okay.
Correct? That place. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you have an oxidation. What is that oxidation pond? A treatment. What is it? Some pond is there. Is it an aerobic pond? Or something?
Some portion.
Have you
behind there
taken
is
that
different.
photograph? Just adjacent to that, you would have seen a big tank in which all the environmental laboratory waste will be deposited in
Disposed.
that tank, some treatment plant. So then you would have known why this sort of connectivity is given. Is this really, you see, if settlement crack means, is this directly associated with foundation? If your foundation sinks, then it is a settlement crack.
So, but that is,
No, but I am asking, see, this is not directly associated with the foundation. They would have, they would have just simply built this like a wall, or some broken specimens or should be there. They would have just kept that specimens and they would have
So, but-
packed with the cement porter, most probably. Structure slab, lots of beam testings would have been done those days.
They use the
So
base.
they could have used those beams, and it is. But Professor Chen was there; he would have given the complete picture and history of this,
Yeah.
what it was, because these things was done under his tenure. I was not there at that time, so even I don't know.
So two critical questions as a building inspector. One, this whatever this design is for, does it serve its purpose? Is it functional? Okay, so you have to ask environmental guys or whoever doing this, has this drainage ever been used? Or is it designed properly? Has it been used? Okay. Second thing is, I understand what you're saying, differential settlement, because you
Wall
see the crack
settlement.
and it opens up this way, right? But differential settlements, when you're talking about buildings, and I think so did you go in and measure, is this thing level? Is it tilting because part of it is already going to the soil? Why is it going to the soil?
so
Is
like
it
that
because water goes
tipping.
in other directions and it's supposed to go through in the middle and it's not? Do you understand what I'm saying?
So, just like a tipping settlement, that is due to the poor settlement of a soil, that some portion of the wall get tipping. That is a settlement,
yeah,
I guess.
But why isn't the whole beam tilted? Why it crack in the middle? It is okay. So again, your picture okay. This is the same area, right? So that part, is it connect to the building? Is it not connect to the building?
It's not.
What is on the right side? Is it a big wall? What is on the right side?
So there is some underground water tank. That is
That is a tank?
pond.
That's what the oxidation pond, I think, aerobic pond. You should have taken the photograph of that. That's what I am telling you. Okay.
Okay. So, okay, that's all my questions. Professors, please.
Next time, starting section. The column 1 and Okay. It's a kind of structure failure or
Structure failure because the structure will cause to some increase in load level when compared to its design load. There is a and
can
then
you say the load is additionally added or something?
because a crack gets a horizontal, it's not a diagonal or any other vertical. So due to the crack is in horizontal, it may it due to
What
only
is above that column?
What is above the column? Yeah. The rest of the, what is up there?
it's supported by beam.
Supported some pipelines are coming. They are asking what is above the above the column.
So above the column there is no crack or there.
No, we're not asking crack. What's above?
No, you said no, it's because it's loaded more heavily than what it should be loaded.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now
You are saying that that is I don't even know how you describe compression failure. So what is up there? What's the weight that forcing it to crack?
That floor beam, upper floor beams.
No, this is the ground level only. No?
Yes sir.
Only at that portion you got the crack.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
So one thing again, this should be, I presume that it should be a construction failure. The column shoe, is that well connected with the foundation when they did the concreting? If the shoe was not connected well, then you get this sort of failure. Because when we went to Ernakulam, Professor, me and Shen, we went and investigated a 8-story court complex, Ernakulam High Court.
Yeah.
What happened is, at the second story level, we can find all the columns were cracked. So when we asked about the history, that contractor, he died earlier. It was constructed in the year 1986 and completed in 1990. And suddenly in the second floor, all the registration rooms, everything will be there. We are able to find a similar crack. We can neither differentiate, but whereas in the third floor level, or in the first floor or the ground floor level, no such crack was there. Only in that portion it was. And some places it was badly done, that is due to corrosion, that is another thing. So what happened, in the columns they will be giving some skirtings, no Professor? They will be giving some skirtings like this. So that got peeled off and we were able to differentiate the crack. Exactly during at the connecting point. And then we asked what is this, then they were saying that this is the shoe. They didn't use the proper shoe to interconnect, so they just concreted just like that and they dismantled. So because of that,
there is no anchoring.
No anchoring. It is. So this is a quite common mistake in all the construction places. They don't place the shoe of the column properly. That's another observation.
Either the rebar didn't go all the way, or the rebar is corroded. Okay, so many of those pictures.
This area. Only this area is.
Crack.
So this is the connection issue. You are unable to see any sort of crack further.
Above.
Or you went to the next level and have you seen any sort of cracks like this?
So no sir.
No, only in this. So this is a shoe issue.
And also, if it's actually compression,
Ah.
you should see the floor slab damaged in some way. You know,
Sir, but-
like a punching shear, you should see the slab has some damage too. So this is all construction issue. Same thing with the horizontal line. I bet you if you crack the concrete, you'll see corroded rebar. Yes. Okay, so the problem with this building is the rebars, many of them are corroded, and then you have a lot of water damage to the structure. Okay, so those problems can be fixed. You have to, but you don't have to, it's not structural. Okay.
Okay sir.
The first picture, you were talking about, because I asked you a question whether your building is safe or not safe. So what is below that? That's a sunshade, right?
Yes.
There's a passage below it.
Yes, sir. Passage.
Okay, that crack,
This
where the sunshade is connected looks. No, it doesn't look like like a safe part of the building to me.
but
Yeah.
Can you Can you give me some confidence if it's safe or not?
So, but this occurs due to only the distribution reinforcement, but main reinforcement will be safe. So,
Okay.
so it's a safe
Okay.
distribution.
Yeah. No. So this is another area that you need to improve. You should show the whole connection. Okay. I mean, this shaded part is probably have another 3 meters further.
3 meters.
Passage.
No.
That is 3 meter.
Yeah.
Long
So if this is only a tiny little part, you can give him confidence. Oh, this is less than 10%, less than 15%. So it should be safe. That's the kind of answers we're looking for. Does that make sense? You need to give the big picture. Yeah. When people ask, is this safe? If every connection look like this, even if you say safe, I don't feel safe. Measurement. You should have some measurement.
Oh.
Like some of the cracks, I mean, it was so big. Yeah. Any questions from you guys?
Team 2 wants to ask some question to team 1.
Yeah, this is your only chance. You shoot them down, remember, it's a competition.
Bhardi, questions? Hari? Arjuna? நான்தான் சார் சொல்லி எல்லாம் எடுத்து சொன்னேன்.
Okay, so we should give them some comments. Yeah, so my first comment, first of all, you didn't provide a big picture. Okay, so people cannot justify your claims. Okay, so you need a reference view for sure. Okay, and as a result, a lot of confusions in the beginning. Okay, so that's my biggest comment.
I appreciate your your interest and enthusiasm towards the subject, but few things, some lack of confidence. Maybe it might be because of fear or something. You are unable to expose, and you are not confident enough. That way, what you could have, as Professor said, you could have given more reference. Maybe saying what was that, what is the history of this building, when it was constructed. Maybe you could have gathered something. Other day when we had some chit chat in my room, I was giving you some tips.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you would have had it for each and every photograph about that, it would have given a better clarity. But as a first footstep, I really appreciate you. With a small applause. I cannot give a larger applause. With a small applause, I can encourage you. And please take these comments and other things very sincerely. As far as this forensic investigation is concerned, I told you have to study that A to H type cracks, whatever is there. Everything is embedded within that. If you are able to diagnose that crack, these are all nothing. Easily you can say. Because it is like a chemistry. If when some failure happens, when you add some reagent, if you want brown ring, it will give you. If you add sulfuric H2SO4 sulfuric acid on the walls, concentrate on the walls of the test tube, you will get that ring formation. So, but if you, the same sulfuric acid, if you added directly into the test tube without adding on the walls, you won't get a brown ring. You know brown ring test? You should have studied in your chemistry.
No, sir.
You haven't studied. You would have, definitely you should have studied in 11th standard, 10th standard or 12th standard. Definitely test for salt analysis test. you would have studied that brown ring test. Okay, it's like that. So whenever some deterioration is happened, it's like a chemistry. It will not tell lies. 90% we can assess. So that by learning experience you will get. So in general, I suggest you young budding peoples, please don't leave this. Keep exploring wherever some structural failure comes and other things, whatever you can able to see, because the world is very typical. The failures will be of different. So if you want to become an expertise and master in this field, you should start with the fundamentals. Based on these fundamentals, you should be able to build the things. So I encourage you to study further and present many project reports like this.
Okay, sir.
As a footstep, congratulations to you. Very good work done by this short span. All the best.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So this is an individual peer review. Oh, it's individual.
It's okay.
Okay, that's
Good afternoon. Sorry. Actually, in forensic investigation, our first and foremost aim is to find the causes of the cracks and the failures. So, in order to find the cracks, we need investigations, interrogations, inquiries, and the first thing is the photographics. So, according to the photographics, we try to find the cracks. We need to find the causes of the cracks. So, the causes may be based on the eyewitnesses. Suppose we are not getting the eyewitnesses, then we can guess, or according to the tests, so many tests, NET as well as semi-destructive tests. So, actually, I have just visited in NIT campus as well as outside of the NIT campus in the NIT Trichy in two cases from the Kaveri river as well as the Koli Dam river. So, let us see how does it work. How does it work?
Somebody sit for him and change the slides. Yeah, you continue. He will change the slides.
So, here is the cracks due to settlement. Actually, what happens during foundation construction?
First, you please tell where.
Actually, this is a building outside. It's not in our any department.
It is from NIT?
Yeah, it's inside the NIT campus.
Inside the NIT?
Yeah, actually, it's this is a picture of one quarter outside that town. Yeah, quarter. Actually, I was visiting there. So, it is because of settlement. Actually, what happens during construction of the footing? Actually, the beside of the foundation side of that soil is not compacted well. So, slowly, you can say gradually, they consolidated after the construction. So, because of the construction, they just settle, and that causes the crack. But in
in view of safety, we can say that it will be not be dangerous for that structure, but in case suppose in any contamination outside there, so that can ingress inside the footing, and that can cause the corrosion as well as the contamination that will be dangerous for the building. Next is there is the culvert on the road. So there is the crack on the culvert. Actually, then on the other side, this is yeah, this is on the road side, and that is after crossing the road, that is cracks throughout the culvert base. So that may be because of the vibration, because occurred due to the movement of the vehicles. So main cause is of the vibration causing on the road because of the movement of the vehicles. And the second, actually I have not taken the full picture. This is because of the improper bonding of the column as well as it's a brick wall. This portion is a brick part. Yeah, this is the brick portion and this is the column portion. So because of an improper bonding of the column and the brick, so it's a crack has occurred. Both are same. This is
also a quarter stone.
Yeah, no, actually this building this is very old building. It has been abandoned now. Beside of this, one new construction is going. I think that might have been completed. Actually, I have taken this picture in February month. So this is actually this portion is exterior part and this is the interior part.
Where you have taken this?
That side.
Which building?
After quarter, after so many quarters are there. After that, one building is there.
Okay, so it's an abandoned building.
And now it's been abandoned.
No, I am asking the location. Is it First Street or 21st Street?
There is one
Can
temple,
you tell
right?
some landmark?
One temple, and
Yeah.
their side one other small temple. This side.
You mean to say near the non-teaching area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, when we will go from that route, that one, I think one that will go the left side of the girls' mess, girls' hostel mess.
So CN asked you to do this, Dr. CN?
Yeah, actually, he had given the assignment, but unfortunately, he did not.
No. Yeah, but he asked you.
Yeah.
To do
Yes. So I had investigated everything.
No, sir. Normally he was handling forensic engineering subject at that time.
Oh.
So when he was handling, he
Yeah.
used to give this sort of case study to
For
all
the-
the
okay,
students.
okay.
He will tell to go to the
Go-
entire campus. Whatever is
Yeah.
that, he will be asking them to take the photographs of those cracks.
Okay.
And they have to address the issues.
Yeah, this cracks on the same building.
Uh-huh.
This is the exterior part.
Same
Sorry.
building.
Yeah, same building.
So what happened to
This is the exterior part and this is the interior part. So the diagonal crack and
See? Yeah. Okay, so that's what you should have done. Take the inside and the outside. Okay, good.
so this crack we can say because of the thermal effect. Actually, what happens during
Use the blue one.
yeah, right?
Blue one is better.
There is a brick wall part. Actually, this is a wooden frame. So because of the thermal contraction and compaction, what happens? It moves like this. One means it moves diagonally, so it will cause here tension as well as compression. So because of the tension across the diagonal, it may cause the cracks throughout this diagonally building. So uneven, we can say the uneven concentration of the stresses because of the thermal effect.
Are you sure it's not due to differential settlement?
No,
I mean, this end of the building and that end of the building.
no, that was equal.
No.
When I checked that footing below that was okay.
What
And
is the general mechanism or principle for this sill level crack? So now this has occurred.
Yeah.
What is your solution for this? How to rectify this? This is
Main
a purely
solution,
structural-
yeah, it will depend upon the economic condition. If I have so many money, then I will just reconstruct the wall.
That's okay. Money is not a problem. you tell.
Actually, it is-
Tell your,
what do
tell
you
your
think
views.
you should
What we have to do? Do you think this is the only cause? Whatever you have given this. Inside this, there is another one hidden secret. I will not say it is only because it is a structural failure. Because of the constructional failure, later it has turned as a structural failure.
Yeah.
These are all construction failure. Well, some precautionary measures has to be taken while constructing this. This is a very common crack. In almost
So
all the residential
brick walls,
buildings, in the brick wall, you will be finding this.
Yeah.
It will be there. Every house you go, you see, you will have this.
So, yeah, during construction, if we will provide properly is what is called lintel beam, then we can just rectify this. That we will not allow to occur that type of crack.
That is the correct thing. You should give some minimal reinforcements
Yeah.
at the base so that these diagonal cracks will be
Yeah,
arrested.
nowadays a simple 6 mm or 4 mm
That is
reinforcement has
the
been
correct
done.
solution.
And this is because of the same building. This is because of the corrosion of the reinforcement.
And you can see the concrete quality also is very poor.
Yeah, actually, this is very old. That's why so many cracks have been occurred.
It is not that much. I think it will be around 40 years.
Yeah, maybe.
less than 40.
You have a lifespan of about 70 years. For any type of a typical building, a minimum lifespan should be 60 to 70 years. If it is deteriorating before that, then
Yeah.
it is all purely because of poor maintenance or the construction failure. Only the thing is, the primary thing is maintenance, construction failure. Constructional defect. It's not failure, defect. The defect leads to failure.
And this is cracked because of the installment of that steel frame.
Where is this one part?
The same building. It's outside of that.
Outside.
You should show the whole building.
Yeah, that I didn't. Actually, I had, but
Is it a lobby like thing? Sit out. It is
it
just
a roof?
exposed to the.
this is the first floor. Actually, I am taking from this. Suppose this is the first floor. I am taking from
Okay.
this picture. It's looking like
It's
this.
a sit out.
Yeah, this
You say
outside.
it is a sit out.
Yeah,
So
outside.
it is exposed.
Yeah, expert person.
It is exposed. Okay.
What was before the steel frame? What was on top of the steel frame? I mean,
Yeah, that frame was supported on other column. This frame is supported on the other column.
why?
Just,
Well, what is the
yeah,
purpose?
this is for shading purpose only.
Huh?
Shading purpose.
Shading.
Shading, yeah.
Shading.
Shade.
So before there was maybe a tarp, some kind of roof?
No. It's a steel roofing. It's what is called asbestos. Asbestos is a concrete, but a steel roofing. It's a 2.5 mm, or you can say 2 mm steel roofing. Steel plate. Sorry. And it's a crack because of vegetation. Here one questions come in mind that which comes first, either cracks or the vegetation. So,
Yeah.
so we can say,
That looks like a joint.
yeah, it's a column. It's a concrete as well as concrete and brick joint. So we can say that there may be two causes because of the improper bonding of the concrete as well as the brick that causes crack.
Ahmad, you see,
Yeah.
only one side we got an
Open,
opening,
yeah,
whereas in the other side it is
Actually,
not open.
the crack size is so large. I think it's a
No, we have the same sort of behavior in the other side.
yeah, other side I have just visited, but I didn't take the picture.
So it seems like the whole wall was moving.
Yeah, you can see just the vegetation growth has just cross over the
Yeah.
crack and just
The
yeah.
vegetation grow through.
That's that's right. I'm asking the other side.
Oh.
Whatever the vegetation
the other
is
side of the column.
is our right side, towards my left. I mean to say this area.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, no, then there is no crack.
Then
No crack.
then you should think what sort of
Yeah.
Yeah, actually this plant has just increased the crack between them.
This wall connect to the column?
Actually this is boundary wall.
boundary wall? So you have lots of types. In the way it consists, some people what they do, they don't excavate much. They just make a small belt beam or something as a temporary thing, and they will build like it. So most of the blender has been done by CPWD in the new faculty quarters. If you see one fencing, they would have made some fencing wall, boundary wall. Absolutely absurd construction. Those things. See, if some natural calamity, heavy floods and other things comes, it will immediately settle down because they didn't give proper provisions. They didn't go deeper. They didn't give proper seating. So it will fail. So that is my opinion. Why only on that side? See, the vegetation is going. That is another thing. So have you taken a photograph which is a replica of that? Say, if you will be having a vertical column for every 3 meters or 3.5 meters, right?
Yeah, actually,
throughout the gone for the next panel. So how it was? It was okay, or is it giving the same sort of effect? Now, this is one end. So the same end would have connected over the other way, somewhere 1.5 meter or 2 meter away. So this was deteriorated. Now, what is about this edge?
Yeah, crack was there. Actually, throughout the length of the boundaries, there are so many cracks, but here is the vegetation.
This has a connectivity. That's why I am asking. When you go for further, if this has a boundary
How many panels?
3 meters. If you have gone to the near panel, you could have come to some solution. Whether only in that portion it has then vegetation growing, that is a secondary thing that we can see. But there is any constructional defect? So that we can see by identifying the similar panels like that.
Yeah, so many panels are there. Even all maximum panels have the cracks. So we can say that the main reason was the
severe like this. This was the severe.
Yeah, that was severe as well as having the vegetation. That's why I took that picture. And even more cracks. Crack width was more. That's why I took this. This was just left side of that opal mesh.
Opal, yes.
Yeah, one. I think one construction was there.
You are allowed inside. You went
not inside. Just I had. I was moving there for the investigation purpose. Yeah, this is.
This is a good picture.
This is near a dump yard here, NH61. Here, the one flyover, right? In 93, Trichy. One flyover going through the NH81. Just before one Golden Jubilee Hall. So in front of that one building is there, and left in front of this one dump yard is there. So large dump yard in Trichy. So actually, besides of this, I just visited more buildings, but no cracks were there. No cracks were there in that building. So I thought because so many cracks were because of that dump yard effect, but that was not like that. Actually, this may be because of the poor material used. Because suppose it may be because of the dump yard, then other buildings might have been affected, but that was not like that. So you can see everywhere.
Is this a residential building or?
It's like apartment, fourth floor.
People are living.
Yeah, people were living. I didn't just interviewed anyone. Actually, I was taking secretly the picture. That's why the door was closed.
It's very vulnerable, no?
This door was closed. Just I took the picture.
Maybe is it very close to the highway? Is this building?
Yeah, just close to the suppose.
No. What I tell is once a few areas they have dismantled. They have chipped off a few things using the JCB.
No, it was looking like a new building. But so many cracks, you can say that it was maybe.
Our own NET Tiruchi staff quarters is there over there. They demolished few portion and that was reconstructed again at the time when they were laying that road. So is connected to this? Because only that portion, only in the corners, we can see this sort of failure.
No, so many cracks are there. Yes, see. So here, the other side,
I'm able
other
to
side.
see only in the corners.
The other
This
side.
is multi-story. How many story?
4. This is the other side of that building. You can say this
Are you
zoom part.
seeing people living inside?
Yes, they are living.
Yeah, the people were living.
They are living, it seems.
Yeah, you can say throughout the length of the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, four floor.
Yeah.
So throughout the this is not a column, but this is for the architecture. This has been given for architectural purpose, but in spite of this, there are cracks in this also, in that also. Even the column, there's a ground level column we are not in good condition. Still, people are living. Don't know why. So, in case of safety, it is not safe. You can say.
Just go back to the previous slide, Pramod. I think if it has gone beyond 1 meter or 1.1 meter, this sort of problem would be. Have you measured the length of that cantilever portion? Was it going beyond 1 meter?
No, it looks like less than 1 meter.
More than 1 meter.
It should be more than 1 meter.
Huh?
That's why it is failing. It's a structural failure. There is no support.
Not insufficient support for the.
But
There is no
that
support.
much of cantilever can be supported easily.
See, 1 meter beyond 1.
Suppose if a failure because of a cantilever, then cracks must be at the joint. So the cracks is not at the joint, but at the outer.
What Dr. Karthik is saying is, when you have so much extension out, if you don't have enough concrete cover, that will force it to crack.
The cantilever will deflect only like this.
Yeah.
The support will be rigid. Whenever if it is, see, we are not bothered about the fixed end. This is the free end. Okay. So when it is loaded, it will deflect. So that is why, because of the predominant deflection, that area
All
is
happened in
concentrated, and some portion of the concrete was
Yes, sir.
spalled, peeled off.
Yeah, but
So initially when I saw this diagram, I thought maybe highway people could have chipped off and there might be some extension.
the 200
Because,
meter of beyond.
we should think of, because if there is an extension, if they have chipped off some portion, but it is not looking like that.
No.
First time when I saw, I thought okay, some extension would have been, so the highway people would have used some JCB and they have demolished that, and this compound wall they would have constructed later. I thought like that.
Actually, there was in what is exposed reinforcement.
Is it our NIT building? Is
NIT?
this our NIT building?
No, it's
Or
outside.
not NIT building?
Yeah, here is the. Yeah, Amligapuram.
Amiligapuram.
Amligapuram.
Where it is actually?
The dump yard. You know?
Dump yard. It's a, you see the lots of wastes are
Yeah.
dumped.
Yeah, beside of.
Ariyamangalam.
Oh,
That
but
place is called Ariyamangalam.
no, but what I was checking the Google photo that was showing the address.
Or maybe that location will be Amaligapuram. It is in Ariyamangalam. Okay.
There is one Golden Jubilee Hall. In front of that one road is there. And when you go 200 meters, then you can see easily this.
You should go inside the arterial.
Yeah. Actually, I was visiting by bicycle.
Huh?
I was visiting by bicycle.
Oh.
And this in Kaveri River is a pipeline bridge.
Yeah.
This is a typical failure. This one even Professor Shen has already addressed the issue and
Yeah, what
he
the
said
Shen sir had.
temporarily it is standing now.
No, that is on Koli Dam river. This is on Kaveri river. This has the other problem. Yeah. This has, that's you can see here. This portion has been corroded. This it's not visible here. I have zoomed this.
Column is also
Yeah, column has
changed its
buckled.
shape, na? The
Actually,
second the fourth picture.
yeah, actually main column are there. This piers are there, but for supporting this short column is cylinder column has been given, but that has buckled. So it may be dangerous for that pipeline. Suppose it is very carrying heavy mass of the water, but according to the volume. But yeah, you can cause even some breaking of that pipe, breaking of the pipe at that joint. This joint it can cause. Suppose it is not being supported here. Here are the two causes. Here is the one deterioration of this concrete. Here is the concrete support. It has been deteriorated, and it's a buckling of this column. So totally fail. You can be familiar with this. Shen sir has just solved this problem here. This
Yes.
here
Correct.
is in a Koli Dam river.
Those transmission was not there before. Huh? Right? These are new transmission towers. Wow.
No, it was there. I think.
It was there? Really? Because
No, before I think it was.
I never
It was
remember
not
had
there.
so many transmission towers.
I see. This in front.
No, those transmission towers not there before.
Oh.
Wow.
Actually, this pier has settled because of actually there is some here it is some tank. Okay.
Yeah, they
So
still have
some
not fixed
actually what happened just below that pier one gallery has been crossing. That's why that gallery, water galleries towards the water, towards the sump.
Yeah.
Gallery which you can say channel.
it. Right.
So that has settled. So because of the settlement of that, that causes the failure. So what the rectification has been done by Shen sir, that one
Yes.
composed.
That defeat,
Hey,
steel
can I
girder.
have this picture? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have so many pictures in my phone.
Okay, yeah. I want those pictures.
That's a
And one more in that same in same building, one more is a
Am I
misalignment.
seeing this right?
dislocation.
Is the column dislocated?
Yes, a column dislocated. That may be poor
That's
workmanship.
amazing.
This may be because of the poor workmanship, or that only that reason.
No, we cannot say poor workmanship also. Earlier, nowadays, now only for the past 5, 6, 8 years, we don't have that much of water in the river Kaveri. When it was before 2009, 2010, this was fully flooded. You can see the water level. Maybe this might be the concreting quality might be poor and it would have scoured or washed away because of the water pressure. And the work also it seems to be very poor, the quality of the work. So because this was not properly designed for the proper scour and water pressure, this sort of thing. And there is some constructional issues. Again the connectivity. See here, it is badly connected, interconnected. So this is with the water pressure, as based on the poor
Do
construction.
they even have reinforcement?
I think no.
Reinforcement may be throughout.
He would not have coupled that.
Yeah,
I think so.
Reinforcement may be across this.
No, he would not have coupled that properly.
Yeah, across this reinforcement may be there.
Oh. But still, this picture doesn't look right.
And steel roadway bridge, that same river, Koli Dam river.
That's the Napier Bridge which
Actually,
was collapsed.
Yeah. So it had collapsed in 2014 because of
2014.
Yeah, 2014.
This is in Chichi.
Actually, I had taken from the internet data.
Hey.
So 87,000 cubic meter of the water has been released from that. What is a Mukombo Dam. So because of that, a major crack has been occurred, and that crack deteriorated gradually, and that causes the collapse of that bridge.
So for this dam only, they came for the designees, professor. They are going to reconstruct this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one new bridge has been constructed inside.
Has already been constructed.
Already. You can see there. Yeah, this new bridge.
Oh wow.
This was this picture has been taken from the internet. I had taken this picture. It's taken by me, and this from internet. Earlier, when you can see this crack
This
because
is before it collapsed.
yeah,
Before the section.
This occurred a year before. It's not in 2014. A year before only this got cracked. But luckily, this bridge, no vehicular movements were there, Professor. They have addressed that this bridge is weaker and no more traffics, no heavy vehicles, not even light vehicles. This got collapsed in the midnight, around 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
That one complete girder. That time, what
Disappeared.
happened? Luckily, we had some water, and that complete girder got sinked in the water. This is
Wow.
This happened a year before.
yeah. This major
Maybe
crack
it
has been
was,
occurred. This
Oh wow. The
You can see the crack in the main
Yeah.
pier you see.
Yeah, this.
It's a masonry. It's a purely masonry bridge.
Yep.
Masonry steel stress bridge.
Wow.
and this is in Nagar city. It's
And one more issue, Professor. Please go back to that slide. I would like to address this. Earlier, what happened is just now water is flowing. Before that, it was totally dry.
Dry.
It was dry. It was dry, and people started taking sand from this place,
River sand. Yep.
and thereby it caused some settlement.
Yep.
That was another
Yeah.
big issue, the cause of this problem. So this ultimately this pier got cracked. It cracked earlier, but further after doing it,
yeah.
so due to its sulfate, it started widening, and at last, when it reaches its ultimate stage, it got filled.
Wow.
and this is a conical tank. So this surface has been all deteriorated. Actually, this is very old. So this is also has been abandoned now. It is in Nagar
It's
here.
abandoned or
Yeah,
still?
abandoned.
Okay.
It's a totally deteriorated.
Right. Yeah.
Here you can say it's clearly here, totally throughout the surface, the circumference.
Yeah.
So still, but it has been bounded for the safety purpose. But for safety purpose, it should be demolished. But it is still there. So
They are keeping it as a monument. It's height, no? So whenever it comes,
actually it was bounded. So I crossed the boundary and then.
Good.
good. So few pictures Chen sir shared you, and he
No,
asked
no,
you-
actually,
Okay, you
I-
are right away. You went to the Napier Bridge and
yeah, all
okay,
everywhere.
good.
Definitely, this is a strong interest.
If you are very interested, I would have taken to the other side of the Kollidam bridge also. One bridge is getting constructed near Kallanai to Tiruvayare. A very big bridge. And what happened, Professor? That time also, that is a priestess girder bridge.
Yeah.
They made the casting yard on the riverbed itself. Luckily, there is no water.
Yeah.
What happened? That occurred before this Napier Bridge collapse. These people started preparing the concrete girders
In
the riverbed, on the riverbed. And at last, when the water was opened from Karnataka, it passed it from Mettur and it came, and everything is washed away completely. And we see all the cracks. Myself and Chen sir only, we went and we inspected.
Yeah.
So that CD was with him.
Yeah.
I have few photographs. If that is, I will mail you, Professor. It should be in
That
the
would be
desktop
fascinating.
PC.
Yep.
I'll be giving you. That way you can see some interesting cracks.
Yeah.
And they don't know to demolish damaged priestess beam.
They
The
don't know how to,
PWD.
yeah.
Then I told you should be very careful. Please don't do it like a typical RCC. You don't. You first start with the support end, and then don't immediately go to the midspan. Otherwise, it will, because it is already stressed. So then we all suggested some precaution. We were there for almost half a day, and we inspected everything. It was throughout. Since it was dry, so what they use that sand itself for construction also, for concreting work. So no need to order any sand. So what you have done, the sand we used from the river bed itself, we have taken and we started concreting, which was very funny.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Okay, team number 2.
Pramod, whatever you are giving, give some elaborate cause coming for that. Add many more evidence. Few more. It's good. You have collected many case studies and other things.
That's very good, Good. Oh, here's.
பின்னாடி அதிகம். நீங்கள் தீங்க.
Good afternoon, all of you. As Pramod told you about the 3G structure damage. Now we come back to again NIT 3G in our department, civil engineering department. So I will tell you about the outside evaluation of civil engineering department. So the location, as the format was given by sir, location, condition, cause, rating. So we decided to make like that. And the location was for
So first location you've seen in this, that is a window to the left side of entrance, means it is entrance of the building, and near the window it is the horizontal crack is there. So condition is that horizontal cracks at the corners, it is all on all the windows outside the entrance, and you can say the cause, because from my opinion it is like stress concentration or movement of wall it can be, and I can give the rating safe to this. Another one is this also outside, and this is drainage area outside the entrance, and condition is, you can see here, this is a drainage area, and this is the outside wall of the building, and here is a tree, and because of this tree there is root growth is there, and because of that the condition is that the bulging of this pavement is there.
Bulging of.
Yeah, drainage area is there. So the pavement is somewhat bulging here.
But why do you call that pavement?
It
It's
is
not
like
for
channel.
people to walk on.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's
Right?
a drainage channel.
Drainage, yeah.
Yeah, drainage
So
channel.
no, drainage is between those two concrete sections, right? That's just part of the
Yeah,
building
this one.
wall or building floor, right?
Yeah.
You know?
So now if the rain is occurring, then also it
Flood.
flooded. Now there is generally not such. Now
that is not the correct way of construction practice. We should not give a provision like that. Immediately, the water should not stagnate over there. Whatever you are saying is correct. When it is there, it will be keep flooded. So the water should be immediately, it should be drained out. So why they have given a small slit in between? What is
Isn't
that is for if the rain is more than the flooded, if the flooding is there, so I think it will be provided to more above, or because of tree it can be there. I
Now,
think.
what is my question is, when there is a heavy downpour, okay, so the water gets stagnated here.
Yes.
So what is the provision for this place to be drained? Naturally, when it rains, the water should not stand. It should immediately flow in the drainage portion.
Yes, sir.
So what is this? Or is it diverted to this portion? Is it a
Yeah,
drain hole?
that is the
Is it a
groove
drain
is
hole?
a drain.
The groove is a drain hole.
That's
Yeah,
the
that is
right?
drain hole.
That is a drain
That
hole.
that is a drain
So
hole.
that has to be lots of leaves and other kind of stuff
Yeah,
is
it need
there.
to be cleaned.
Now
Yeah.
it has to be maintained. Otherwise, what will happen? Your columns and these portions, it will
Yeah.
still widen. It will crack
Yeah.
due to the
The
stagnation of
drain
water.
was not functional.
Because of alternate sunlights and dry and wet, it will cause some issues.
Yes.
It will not be because of settlement, but because of this action, seepage action, it will take long term, and that's why you can see some evidences again here. The water
Yes, sir. Here.
Yeah, watermark
watermarks. So up to this level,
is flooded.
it was flooded.
Yeah.
Why do you say it's bulging?
Sir, because of I think this tree is very big much.
Oh, the roots of
Yeah,
the
roots are
Okay.
I think so much.
Oh, a tree is nearby.
Yes, sir. That.
Okay.
So
Oh,
because
that's why
of
it
that.
got cracked.
Yeah, that's why it's something
we can
is
see,
cracked.
No. We can see a crack here
Yeah.
itself.
Here.
Yes, that one. That has propagated.
Yes, sir.
Oh. So how about in this portion?
Sir,
In this way?
sir, this is I think somewhat mortar joint.
No, Ketan, I'm asking, see, this you should be having certain depth, no? So
Yes,
have you
sir.
taken the photographs standing here, and have you taken this location? How propagation, how much it has propagated? There is a level difference between this and this?
Yes, sir.
You
there
have a
is.
level difference. So you should have stood here, and you should have taken a photograph over here also. So we can see how much is the propagation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we have didn't.
Yeah, you should have.
Yes, thank.
Because there is no connectivity between this crack and this crack. That
Yeah.
is separate.
Yeah, they're not.
This talks because it is directly associated with this.
Yes. So, this is also same,
Another drainage.
but this there is a separation somewhat is. So I think mortar joint is not provided correctly there, and this is a structure lab, and this is outside the structure lab, and I think it is upper part of the structure lab, and here are some cracks.
So what is the level difference? And
Sir, this is a truss there. That is structure lab.
it's a truss.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And, what
And the
about
wall
that?
is provided outside. That inside it is a steel truss, and
Okay.
outside the
And
wall is reinforced
what
concrete
is
wall.
this way?
This also, sir, concrete structure lab also. That is extending up to.
That also is a truss building? It's not a truss.
No, it's not a truss. Only this part is truss.
Oh, that is a flat slab, and this will
Yes,
be the
sir.
trussed portion. Oh, you climbed over.
No, we take from
Oh,
outside
you
only.
zoomed and you have
Zoomed, yes.
taken. Okay, you have that facility in your camera.
And the condition is that cracks are joint of column, and here.
But your pictures are very clear, even if you have zoomed. It's a high resolution camera.
Yeah,
No?
his camera.
Cell phone.
Mobile phone. Okay. But it is very clear.
So crack is here in this is the joint here.
Yeah, those are all construction problems because you have all this pipe.
Yeah,
complicated,
pipe.
right?
So I think this is for drainage pipe or something for. And the crack is here. There his column. This is another separate structure. This is another separate structure lab. So here somewhat is joint is there, and I think it will be. My opinion is that it is due to around this one pipe connection. Because of that can be crack, or some expansion joint not provided. That also be a reason. So rating will be restricted use only.
mean,
Who will go there?
Yeah,
Who will go there?
So that's for restricted use.
Okay.
Another one is this beam. That is a same structural lab in between the wall, outside wall.
Is that a cold joint between two?
Yeah, there is a joint.
Yeah.
This is beam, so second floor, first floor, like that, and the horizontal crack is there in all along the beam, and this may be due to the corrosion of reinforcement. It's also bulging somewhat, so I think this is due to corrosion of reinforcement, and so same restricted. This one is the restroom. Here above this there is some shrinkage cracks, and this due to difference in moisture somewhat. Outside there is a sunlight is more, and inside because of restroom there will be some moisture level is more, so this is due to shrinkage cracking somewhat. But shrinkage cracking is not a big problem, so it is safe. Another one is this window in that restroom, and there is vertical crack below this, and up to this it is up to foundation it is, and the cause is because of that settlement of foundation can be there, or I think settlement of foundation is my
What
opinion.
about in the other side, interior portion?
Either it's, I guess, female.
So interior.
Oh, it's a female version. You should have told Ankita or somebody else to take a photograph by
Yes.
showing this.
So this one is the main problem. Settlement of foundation is a big problem, so that is also restricted use. The inside evolution is tell by Parthiva. Yeah.
This is the ground floor. This is the back corridor of that building. Vertical cracks are there all over the column until the vertical cracks are all along the column. The cause will be the unequal load distribution. We have rated it as a restricted use place, and this is the backside corridor, and diagonal cracks are all over the wall. This is also due to the settlement of foundation, and we have made it a restricted use place.
Same building crack was shown
Yes.
by the other.
Yes. Yes.
So you have also taken the same thing. You didn't go to the rear portion. Is this the rear portion?
No, no,
Yeah. Does that first peak and second peak has a connectivity?
no, sir.
No.
No.
That's different than this.
Yes, that is different. The entrance wall of the dynamic lab, there is a vertical crack due to the drying of drying sinkage. We consider it as a safe, and this one is also done by the first group. Inside wall of dynamic labs, the crack at the column wall joint, wall opening in this area is more, so we have made it as a restricted use. Window in the dynamic lab, crack below the wall, still sill is not provided or connected properly. We have made
You
it.
can see very clearly lots of downpours have come and it has hit the surface, and you can see the water marks
Yes,
over there.
yes, maybe the damping effect.
And the frame is also not seated properly. That's why you get a horizontal line crack.
Yes.
The window frame has not seated properly. It is not well packed.
Okay.
That's why only that portion it started peeled off.
Okay.
It didn't occur anywhere else, only in that. So if you just chip off that portion, and you can see the basal part of the window frame.
Okay, sir.
That connectivity would not be proper.
Okay, sir.
Or what they would have done, there would have some level difference when they would have placed the window frame professor, some portion of the thing will be like a hollow. So what would they have been done? They would have packed it with the cement mortar, just like that. So as the days progress, when these rainwater and other sort of ingress has occurred, that has created some sort of expansion, and that would have given a horizontal cut. That should be. That's my observation.
Okay, sir. This is outside transportation engineering lab. Separation between walls are there. The connectivity is not provided properly. We have made it as a.
What is that L shape? You can see lots of conduit PVC pipes are there.
Yes.
Just adjacent to that, you can see some inverted L.
Yes.
It's like a, it's like a
Is
bracket.
it concrete or
What
is
is
it
it?
wood?
It's a concrete, sir.
Concrete.
Concrete.
That shape, right?
Yes, sir.
Second diagram.
Yeah, the second. Yeah, that's what.
I guess that's electrical connection.
That's an electrical connection. Plastic.
Wiring, I guess.
Plastic.
Plastic.
It's a plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
Oh,
Wiring
it's not a
connection.
concrete.
No, sir. No, sir. This is due to poor construction work of degradation of materials. Diagonal cracks in the wall. It is outside the engineering laboratory. This is your cabin, sir. You have given us more details about that. There is after construction, after long years, there is a partition of the wall. Partition wall is there, and that is because of that.
Good thing you had an earthquake.
Yeah.
So will it be safe for me to sit in that room, or
We have made it as a restriction.
you give a strong recommendation? So I will fight with my HOD and I will get a bigger room.
Yes,
This is an opportunity for me.
New buildings. New building will be good for you, sir. And the next slide will be taken by Carl. Neither.
No, restricted use.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is on the first floor itself. Okay. So this is the first floor, and
It's still in the same.
yeah. So this is the first floor slab. So outside, if you see out the window, there is a slab, sunshade kind of thing, and there is a crack right here. So that may be due to the sedimentation of the soil or foundation underneath. It must have went down. So you are rating it as restricted use, and there are even cracks here also. So if there is a on the first floor there is a glass and there is a separation between the wall. So most probable reason would be the mortar joint is not provided properly, but still it's safe to use. So this is the door of that glass, outside door. So here there is some cracks. So this is kind of horizontal, and there also.
What about the stress concentration?
Here. Yeah, that is.
And what is the connectivity between the top and this? Does it use any sense? Why only in that portion we got a diagonal crack?
Maybe due to the piping, sir. Piping.
So
No.
there is a wall, the column and the spacing between window and column
How
is left.
about in the other end? Where you
So there is also crack. There
you
is
had
no-
a crack.
That is outside.
That is outside. That is inside.
That's
Both are
outside
outside.
fine. See, whatever is our observation was, the crack is this. So are you getting? So this is the outer view of this door frame.
Yes, sir.
This is the other view. So you should get the crack
Okay.
here, but it is not. Only one side is there. So that's what it is. It is again. It is not a structural crack. But whereas you get here, so when the pipes they might have used
Hammers,
they
sir,
should
yes,
have
sir.
chiseled it. So at the time, due to the lack of space, it would have
Develops cracks.
developed
Hmm.
some minor thing.
Hmm. So we rated as safe only.
So rated as safe.
Safe, yes. So we are on to second floor now. So this is the inner staircase. Inner staircase to the opposite to the structural engineering lab. So this is on second floor. So there have been numerous cracks on these walls. They have done some patchwork, but still the crack is developing from behind. So this must be due to the poor construction material used or thermal cracking. So we recommend it to be used using of the staircase, only restricted use only. So coming up on the staircase, there is a wall. So opposite wall, these are the cracks on the floor, near the floor. So these have again been patched up work, but still that patch up is starting to break up and show up the cracks. So again, poor construction material used. So again, restricted use only. So this is here is the staircase, and if we come this side and look up on the opposite side, there have been lot of this patchwork. So according to our observation, this is a beam, and this is I guess this is made of brick, small wall. So they must have provided a beam here. So due to the heavy load, it must be the cracks must be developing. Again, poor connection design here. So it's unsafe. So this one is to the right of that is the same wall to the right of the wall. It's right here, this direction. So there is a horizontal crack followed by a vertical crack. So this is again a poor construction and maybe poor material also used. And this one is this is the staircase inside, and this is the outside wall. So yeah, there are n number of cracks here. So this is most probably this is due to stress concentration near the window. So again, this is unsafe. So from final summary of this civil engineering building, we come to the conclusion that ground floor is safe to use from our observation. First floor is also safe to use, but second floor, this part should be restricted use only.
This is an old building or a new building?
New buildings. This is the main building.
The main building.
Yeah.
That's an old building.
Yes.
So we don't have any access to the second floor.
Oh.
It's a terrace only, no? Second
Not
floor is
terrace.
only, no? We have only G+1.
Oh.
The classrooms.
Yeah.
the
Yes,
new
sir.
classroom-
Yes, sir.
Classrooms is second floor.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
We have a second floor.
That place itself.
You say that is a restricted use.
Yes, we should be.
It's a newly constructed building, but constructed only in 2007-8.
But still, sir. See those cracks.
The construction was finished only at that time. I think by 2011 or something they finished that. Oh, you mean to say that it is unsafe then?
Yes, kind of.
That is having lot of cracks, sir, considering the older.
Okay. Taps came not only within 10 years, but sir.
Amazing.
So see the quality of the CPWD work. We are not supposed to give to any outsiders. These CPWD fellows, they are giving subcontract to somebody else. So also. And those fellows never come and see what sort of they just leave it in the hands of some uneducated fellows. The mason who has he just on his own.
Yeah. But what about the building of the stadium, the sports?
Where?
It's a steel structure, you know, next to the track. The new gym, gymnasium. Yeah. the construction, I saw in 2014 when it was start construction. Is that subcontract to somebody?
Everything is subcontracted.
No. It's not. Oh, yeah.
They give
But they
subcontract.
give the. Yeah, this one is really significant.
Yes, yes. This is second floor new buildings.
Second story.
Second
Yes,
floor
sir.
new
Second
building.
new building. And due to these cracks are also visible from inside also. Yeah, there. These cracks follow nearly there only.
They have done patch-up works.
Yeah.
So much of patch-up works.
But patch up doesn't solve
Yes,
the
sir,
problem.
exactly.
Maybe after 1 or 2 years, if we see that will be propagating.
Yes.
Mm.
This is the transportation class or
Yes, sir.
Transport.
transportation?
There is staircase.
But structures class is not.
No.
It's good. We are safe. Structures engineer class is safe. Only transportation engineer class. Because this block is all transportation. They just give one portion for the top floor portion they gave as class.
This is new, right?
Yeah, new, brand new. It was inaugurated only in the year 2011-12. It's a very new building and see, not even 7 years completed. We are able to see this sort of. And one more thing, that second floor was not used for the first 2 years. I think you and before batch. From your batch only we sent you for the class. Yeah, who was your senior before you passed out? Just now, Kanit. Yes, sir. Only the 2 semesters it was engaged. Until then, it was just left. After construction, it was remained. Nobody used the place. And then in our old structural classroom only is there. And then we all took some decision and we started using.
Very good. Yeah. I like the way that you know every picture below you have description, so that's good. But still, like the other group, I wish you had more big picture. So people understand what you were referring to.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
So you typed this now after
First
year. Because I see there is no regularity in the fonts. Serial number, location, condition, cost, cracking. Normally, yes, N all should be in caps.
Yeah.
So mostly it is typed. No, it was done before.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it is good. So I also have to make some forensic investigation. What was the thing? So that's why I am just. Okay, good.
But you should also provide a final conclusion slide. So the other group has a final.